In this video, I want to introduce you to a strategy that I would call consumables, meaning people can consume it once and then they can consume it again and again and again and again. So it's going to maximize your revenue tremendously from the same client. So when you're creating gigs, you can create gigs that are just one-time gigs. People buy it one time and they can no longer buy it again. Maybe I'll build you a website. Okay, you build them a website and it's done. They don't need another website. I mean, they might need another website, but most people don't. But there's a lot of types of gigs that are potential repeat buy gigs. For example, here's my marketing strategy gig, right? It's a Skype business coaching call. So what happens? A person needs coaching this week. Next week, they have new problems. They can buy it again. Next week, they have more problems. They can buy it again. This can happen on an ongoing basis for a long time. The same thing if you're doing promotion. Let's say you have a gig about Twitter marketing. The same person can buy your gig like literally every day. The only thing you want to be careful of is if you do have good sales channels or good marketing channels, you don't want to fill it up with kind of crappy products that you want to sell from other beginner business people, because you will get a lot of very low quality offers on Fiverr. Like things people will want you to promote are really like low quality that you would often be embarrassed to show to your clients or traffic or your audience. So what you can do is like not be Twitter marketing overall, but like maybe Twitter marketing for baby products or Twitter marketing for food products. Then at least you know the people who will be buying your gig are only going to be sending you like food products or baby products or products in some niche, so that at least your Twitter audience will not be shocked. Like, why are you selling me sports supplies one day, the next day cooking supplies, the next day programming, like software engineering courses? Like, it won't be random. But the idea really is when you're thinking of your gigs, think of gigs that people can buy again and again and again, meaning consume again and again. Hence, it's called consumables. And as long as you're providing a good service, they're going to buy from you a lot. And what I usually do is, even though they might buy the first option cheaply, if they get a good service and they appreciate it and they do become regular clients and I am able to have a good working relationship with them and I communicate well with them, I just ask them, hey, do you mind not buying the basic one all the time? Can you get my standard gig or the premium one? Just because we know they appreciate the value, so you can get them to spend more each time and buy a lot of times. And so that's a way to easily maximize your revenue, but also it's a way to boost your Fiverr SEO ranking, because guess what? People are going to be buying more of your gig, leaving you more reviews. That same person is going to buy more of your gig, leave you a review every time, leave you good reviews every time, because obviously they like you. And the total orders and the total amount of money that gig earns will be a lot. And that will actually help you in Fiverr SEO, which will get you a lot more orders. Not to mention that there's another strategy that we actually covered in this course a little bit, but I'll mention it again. And that is, for your next gigs, you can have something else that consumer might want. So yes, they might get your coaching gig again and again and again and again, right? But let's say a part of the coaching is creating a website. At some point, every entrepreneur needs a website. So one of the next gigs is, I'll create a website for you. Boom, extra $300 or extra $200. And I don't necessarily like creating websites, so I don't sell that. But if you like creating websites, you can definitely do that. And if a person is already getting good service from you and they like you, they will be buying more things from you because they don't want to jump freelancers. Most people, when they find a good freelancer, they want to do more work with that freelancer, because hiring and testing freelancers is very annoying and time-consuming process for buyers. And once they find a good freelancer, they want to really stay with them. And so that's where this consumable strategy is really good. And that's where the next gig upsell strategy is very good. So create your gigs so that they're all upsells of each other. And then it's not out of the question, like if one person maybe even buys like a basic gig for $15, but if over time they keep buying the standard or the premium gig of the same gig, and then maybe they try other gigs, it's not out of the question they'll get to $1,000 in spending over maybe a year or something. But you gotta align everything for things to work out that way, in a way that I explained in this video.